Okay, I think last class we stopped here in this problem. So we are discussing how to identify the forces, right? So what is the force in P and Q, right? That is what the question is. So first, you have a container. First, what you identify is you identified what are the forces, right, applicable for this. Identify what is your reaction forces with respect to that. After that, we identified what is the coordinate points. So what is your coordinate point at O? What is for A, B, and C? Next, for each forces, each inclined forces, we are resolving it, right? To resolve, you have the procedure. First, you have to identify what is your position vector. Next, your unit vector. Then your force vector, right? So that is the procedure we identified here. So we take RAB, so position vector, which is equal to B coordinate minus A coordinate. When you subtract it, you get what is your RAB. Then you take modulus of this RAB, you will get a value. Then identify what is your unit vector. So RAB divided by modulus of AB. You will get what is your lambda, right? So lambda is your unit vector. Then multiplied with your tension or magnitude of the force. That will give you your force vector. So magnitude I don't know. So let me consider as TAB. So I am getting something like this, right? So similarly, I have to proceed with the next force, right? I have to proceed with the next force, which is FAC, right? I will proceed with FAC. So FAC is first I have to identify what is the position vector at AC, which is equal to C coordinate minus A coordinate. So let me subtract it one by one. So 240 minus 0. So we are getting 240 I vector. Then 0 minus of minus 720. You are getting plus 720 J vector. And minus 130 and 0. So when you subtract it, you will get minus 130 K vector. Right? This is my position vector RAB. Right? So what I have to do, I have to identify what is the modulus of RAC now. Right? Modulus of RAC is nothing but root of 240 square plus 720 square plus 130 square. Right? What is the value of RAC? So it is 770 Newton, whatever it is, right? So now what we are going to do is I want to identify unit vector, lambda AC. So lambda AC is dividing these two. So I'm getting 240 by 770 I vector plus 720 by 770, sorry, 770 J vector minus 130 by 770 K vector. So what is your lambda AC? So this is my lambda AC. Now I can identify what is my force AC. I am multiplying with AC, so which means 0.1311 TAC I vector plus 0.935 TAC J vector minus 0.168 TAC K vector. Right? Let me consider this as equation 2. Right? So already I got one equation, that is equation 1. Now I got another equation 2. Now other two forces, it is directly we can write as P vector is Pi vector, which is parallel to your x-axis. So P vector is Pi vector and Q vector is Qk vector, that is parallel to your z-axis. Right? So we have written all these things. Only thing is now I have to say that it is in equilibrium state. Right? When I say it is in equilibrium state, what I can do, I have to show that sigma fx is equal to 0. Right? So when I say sigma fx is equal to 0, I have to add all your x terms, that is I vector terms. So I can able to see here is your I vector. Right? Here is your I vector. So this I am adding it. So minus 0.545 TAB. Right? Next, second equation, yeah, I am having another I vector, right? So plus 0.311 TAC, right? Plus T is equal to 0. So this is the third one, right? So this is my first equation. So I will call this as equation number 3. Next, sigma Fy is equal to 0. Let me equate it. Add all my j vectors. So 0.818 TAB, 0.818 TAB, right? Second one, 0.935 TAC plus 0.935 TAC, and you don't have other terms. So in this and this, there is no j vectors. So this is equal to 0. This is equation number 4. Next, I am going to equate sigma Fz is equal to 0. Add all my k vectors, right? So I have k vector here, right? So which is minus 0.168, sorry, before that. So minus 0.181, then minus 0.168. So minus 0.1818 TAB minus 0.168 TAC, and you have plus Q, right? Plus Q is equal to 0. This is equation number 5, right? Now, so do you have any other terms to solve? Sorry, I forgot one more force. So there is another force which is W. I forgot this. W is acting downward, which is 1200 Newton. When you have W which is acting downward, it means that W vector is equal to minus 1200 J vector, right? Which is in J vector, right? So parallel to your Y axis, which means when I add sigma Y, so there is an equation here, right? This will be 1200. Okay. Now, can you able to solve this? Mention that you have a ring. So the tension in AB is equal to tension in AC, right? So the tensions are equal, right? That is also mentioned, right? Which means these two are equal, right? TAB is equal to TAC. Similarly, these two are equal. Similarly, these two are equal, right? So what you will get now? What you get from third equation? So minus 0.234 TAC. Let me call it as TAC, right? Plus P is equal to 0, right? This is my equation. Or I can write as P is equal to 0.234 TAC. This is one part. If I consider fourth equation, I can add this two, right? And you have 1200 on the other side. So you can able to get what is your TAC. So TAC is equal to 1200 divided by whatever the term which you add, which is, I will write it as 0.818 plus 0.935. Right? So what is your TAC? 684.54 Newton. Right? So once I got this, I can substitute it in P. I can able to get. Similarly, I can also go for the last equation, equation number 5. I can equate it. So add this two. So because both are negative, right? So what is your TAC? So your Q is equal to something in terms of TAC, right? 349. So I am putting on opposite side so that it is negative become positive, right? So this is the third equation. So now I know what is the TAC value, so which I got from equation 4. Substitute it and find out what is your P and Q. 0.9 Newton. Right? Any doubt in this? and you consider you have your x-axis, right? So if I have a force, right, F, and you have an angle theta x, let me consider this as theta x, right? So if you resolve this, I will get F vector in terms of Fx, I vector plus Fy, J vector, right? So what is your Fx actually? Fx is F cos theta x, and Fy will be F sin theta x, right? These are the two values, right? So R, I can also say that this is theta y. In that case, I can also write like this: F is equal to F cos theta x I vector plus F cos theta y j vector, right? This is another term. Okay. Now my question is, you know that cos square theta x plus sin square theta x is equal to 1, right? So can I convert it this in terms of this? So what I will get? I will get something like this. So you get cos square theta x plus cos square theta y is equal to 1. Any doubt in this? I consider here, right? So sin theta x, I can write it as is nothing but sin 90 minus theta y, right? So based on this. So sin 90 minus theta is cos theta. I'm converting in terms of theta y and theta x, everything. So with respect to x-axis, with respect to y-axis, and also with respect to z-axis. So similarly, so if you have something in 3 dimension, so let me consider you have an object in 3D, right? So you have an object which is inclined in 3D. There is a 3 dimension. So one you have theta x, other will have theta y, and the third one you have theta z, right? So one of the main concept here is your cos square theta x plus cos square theta y plus cos square theta z is equal to 1, similar to this, right? So you have to remember this. So you can consider this as a formula also. Similarly, if I want what is my force Fx, so Fx will be equal to F cos theta x, right? So what is your Fy? Fy is F cos theta y, and Fz is F cos theta z, where F is the magnitude, right? If I have a force F, which is equal to Fx I vector plus Fy j vector plus Fz k vector, then modulus of F, that is magnitude of areas, is nothing but root of Fx square plus Fy square plus Fz square, right? So this is another set. So what I am writing here, it is nothing but here. So what is indicated here, right? So in term, whatever the terms of I, right, we call this as Fx. Whatever the term in J, we call it as Fy. Whatever the term in K vector, we call it as Fz, right? So I vector is for X, J vector is for Y, and K vector is for Z, right? So, and modulus of this is your magnitude. Actually, this is your magnitude. So I can also put like this, right? It is just a magnitude, right? A magnitude is you can identify from Fx square plus Fy square plus Fz square, right? right? You have theta x is given, which is 90 degree, theta y is given, which is 110 degree. They're asking what is your theta z, right? They're asking what is your theta z. At the same time, they also give the magnitude of force. Force magnitude is 500 Newton. In that case, they are asking you what is your force vector or what is your Fx, Fy, and Fz vectors. Right? What I have to do? I have to use the formula. Right? I know that cos square theta x plus cos square theta y plus cos square theta z is equal to 1. So I can identify what is your cos square theta z. So it is equal to 1 minus cos square 90 degree minus cos square 110 degree, right? So what will get cos 90 is 0. So 1 minus 0 minus cos 110. What is cos 110? 0.342, the whole square, 0.883. So cos square theta z is this. What is cos theta z? Right, you're getting 0.9396. In that case, you can take cos theta z, which is cos inverse of this. So you know how to take inverse. So you identified now the angle which is 20 degree, right? Now I have to identify what is your Fx. So F is equal to F cos theta x, right? So F is 500 and cos theta x is 90 degree. So which means Fx is 0, right? So similarly, I can identify what is your Fy. F cos theta y. So which is 500 into cos theta y. What is your cos theta y? So 110. So theta y is 110. So cos 110 degree. So what is your Fy? You are getting minus 171.01 Newton. Last, I can also identify what is your Fz is equal to F cos theta z. We are just now we identify we have 500 into theta z is 20 degree, cos 20 degree, 469.94 Newton. So this is my forces. So if I want to write it, I can write it as F vector is equal to, you don't have I vector, that is 0. So minus 171.01 I j vector plus 469.94 k vector. Right, this is another three-dimensional problem. So there are two questions here. So there is a wrecked truck. So it is can able to see that a truck has been fall down on a mountain, right? So there are two winches which is attaching a rope and they are pulling this, right? So one, you have a tension AB as a cable, right? This cable is having 10 kilonewton force which is acting like that, and another one is cable AC which is having 7.5 kilonewton force. The first question is they're asking you what will be the magnitude and direction of this force, right? So only you have to consider only these two. So that how the truck will move when you apply a force like this, right? That is my first question. Second question is if the truck is having a weight W, right, and whatever the force applied by this two truck is in equilibrium condition, then what will be the weight of the truck or mass of the truck, right? That is my second question. Okay, can you able to understand the question? Yeah. The first thing is I have to draw a free body diagram for this, right? To draw a free body diagram, you know that there are two forces which is acting. So one from here towards your C, other one is from here towards B. These are the two forces which is acting. You can able to see that there is an inclination of 30 degree, right? There is an inclination of 30 degree, right? So which means that you can able to see there is a line here. There is a line here. Okay. So I have to identify what is the height of this line. Right. I have to identify what is the height of this line. So how to identify that? How to identify that? So from here to here, they are given 18. So this is 18. This is 18. 18 meters. Can you identify what is this distance? What is this distance? 18 cos 30. Right? What is this? Vertical height. It is 18 sin 30. Right? So what is 18 cos 30? 9. So it is 15.58. Right? So now if I consider A as 0, 0, 0, right? So assuming that this direction, I am considering this as x-axis, towards vertical, I am considering as y-axis, and this direction I am considering as z-axis. It is up to you. So it is not that always this direction is x. You can change it accordingly. So you will get the same answer. Don't worry, right? If I consider this as x, no need to worry. So when you solve at the end, the answer will be the same, right? So if they are not specified, it is up to you. You can take anything as any of your axis. Okay. So next, I want to identify what is my B location, right? So when I consider my B location, so this point is 0, 0, 0, as I told you, right? So your B at Z, it is positive 12. So I can write it like Z is plus 12, right? That is okay, right? What about my X? This is 0, 0. It is X is in opposite direction, which is at 18, right? Minus 18, right? So opposite minus 18 is my X, right? So what is your Y? So from A to B, it is 6 plus 9, right? It is nothing but 6 plus 9, right? Which is 15. I will write it as 6 plus 9 is equal to 15 for better understanding. So my B coordinate is minus 18, comma 15, comma 12. C coordinate now, right? X-axis, same, it is minus 18. Y-axis, so y-axis is 9.6. So you can able to say that this is steeper. It is somewhat in a higher height. So 9.6 plus 9, right? It is 9.6 plus 9, right? What is the value, right? You are getting 18.6, right? And your z-axis is minus 15, this opposite side, right? So my C coordinate is minus 18, comma 18.6, comma minus 15. This is my C coordinate, right? So actually your X value should be 15.58. Yes, right. So in that case, I have to change this. So this is, yeah, these are all 15.58, right? Minus 15.58. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, horizontally. So this is not, this is horizontal, right? Your X is horizontal. So I have to consider 15.58, right? So as my X value, right? Now, if I consider my FBD, so free body diagram, so I have only two forces. So one is acting like this, which is force AC. Other one is acting like this, which is force AB, right? I have to identify. So I have to find out what is the resolution of this forces and I am going to add it. That's it. Okay. So, okay, let us proceed. So first I ought to concentrate on FAC. right? Force FAC. So first RAC, right? C coordinate minus A coordinate. What is my C coordinate? Minus 12, minus 15.558 minus 0, right? So whatever I am subtracting, you will get the same. My C coordinate will be the direct value. So I will directly write out. So minus 15.58 I vector plus 18.6 J vector minus 15 K vector. This is my FAC, right? What is the modulus of this? So just use the formula. So what is the modulus? 28.52. Now identify what is your lambda AC, right? Lambda AC is dividing with respect to this, right? So what happens when I divide it, right? So 15.58 divided by 28.52, right? You are getting minus 0.546 I vector plus, so 18.6 divided by 28.52, we are getting 0.652 J vector minus 15 divided by 28.52. We are getting minus 0.526 K vector, right? These are my lambda AC. Now let me identify what is my force AC, right? Does the magnitude is given? Yes. Magnitude for AB, magnitude for AB is given. Sorry, AC is 7.5 kilonewton. So I have to multiply with 7.5, right? 7.5 I have to multiply with respect to other values, right? So into lambda AC, right? So what happens when I multiply it? So 7.5 into 0.546, right? We are getting minus 4.095 I vector plus 0.652 into 7.5. So 4.89 J vector minus 0.526 into 7.5. 3.945 K vector. This is my FAC, right? So any doubt on this? Finding out FAC? Okay, now we will go for proceeding with FAB. So it is B coordinate minus A coordinate. So lambda A, so your question vector AB is B minus A. So A is always all are 0. So I can directly write out what is my B value. So minus 15.58 minus 15.58 I vector and 15 plus 15 J vector and your K vector is 12. So plus 12 K vector. Okay. So what is lambda? So what is your magnitude of the force? So we are getting 24.73. So now let us identify what is lambda AB. So lambda AB you just divide with respect to that. So you will get minus 0.63 I vector plus, so 15 divided by 24, you are getting 0.606 or 607 J vector plus, so 12, right? 12 divided by this, you are getting 0.485 K vector, right? So now I will identify what is my force AB. The force AB is I have to multiply with my force 10 kilonewton. So you are multiplying with 10 kilonewton. So 10 into lambda AB, right? So note I am solving everything in terms of kilonewton, right? Everything I am solving in terms of kilonewton. So I will write it as minus 6.3 I vector plus 6.07 J vector plus 4.85 K vector. This is my FAB vector. Right? Equation number 2. Now they are asking what is the resultant. Right? What is my resultant? So resultant R vector is equal to FAB vector plus FAC vector. You just add this two. Right? That will give you what is the resultant. So adding this two. So I vectors in equation 1 and 2. So minus 4.09 minus 6.3. So you are getting minus 10.39 I vector. Right? So add this 4.89 plus 6.07. So 4.89 plus 6.07. You are getting 10.96 plus 10.96 J vector. Right? And K vectors. So minus 3.45 plus 4.85. Right? You are getting plus 0.905 K vector. This is my resultant. And you can also identify what is the magnitude of the resultant. Right? Magnitude of the resultant is root of this. Right? So root of 10.39 square plus 10.96 square plus 0.905 the whole square. So you can identify what is the resultant value. 15.12 kilonewton. So make sure I am solving in kilonewton. So it is in kilonewton. Okay, let me go for second subdivision. So second subdivision, you have a weight now. You have a weight which is acting downwards, which is W. I don't know what is the weight. So the same force, it is in equilibrium state, right? Your truck is not moving, but at the same time, it is in equilibrium state. Okay. In that case, it is trying to move, something like that. In that case, you have to identify what is the weight of the truck. Okay. So only thing is I have to add one more W vector. This W vector is nothing but W minus W J vector because it is directly acting downwards. Now, if I say it is in equilibrium state, I can say that sigma Fx is 0, sigma Fy is 0, and sigma Fz is 0. So your W is J, indicating that I have to concentrate only on sigma Fy to equate it to 0 because other things no need to consider because all the forces are known, right? In that case, what I can say, I can identify what is sigma Fy and I can equate it to 0, right? So which means, so sigma Fy, adding these two, you are getting 10.96, right? So whichever you are getting a resultant J vector, this 10.96 minus W should be equal to 0, right? Which means your W is 10.96, right? Kilonewton. So your W is 10.96 kilonewton, right? Because whatever we solve is in kilonewton. What is your mass of your truck? So 10.96 into 10 power 3. This kilo is 10 power 3 divided by 9.86. 9.81. You're getting 1117.23 kg. Okay, that's it. So we will stop here.